Alright, so let's go ahead and finalize this texture for bringing into Maya. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look back at my original source image here, and I notice that this building is about, I don't know, a ratio of about 3 wide, maybe to 1 across this way, so maybe I'll try to duplicate that. I'm not going to try to model this building exactly, but that might be something just to add if I want to have a bit wider building. So let's see, turn this back off. And I've got this extra layer down here, layer 2, that was my older version before I fixed those little things. I'm just going to throw that away because I don't need that anymore. So I've just got this one, which is my fixed version, just to avoid confusion. And I'm going to go ahead and make a duplicate of this. And I do that by dragging this layer down onto the new layer button down here. So then I hold down the Shift key, drag that off to the side, and I don't want to just line them up exactly because then you'll see this is wide. This pillar here becomes too wide. So I'm just going to use the arrow keys and just start pulling those over. It's not bad, but if you might be able to notice I have a seam here. So in an effort to get rid of that seam, I'm going to do a little trick here where I'm going to take this side and I'm going to flip it so that these two sides should match up really well. So I'll do that here. Edit, transform, flip horizontal, and that flips over that way. And then I just kind of arrow key those back until the widths match up pretty well there. Maybe a couple more. Not bad, not bad. You know, again, it's not going to be perfect. This is kind of a down and dirty hack, but that looks good to me. And then I'm going to do that one more time. I will duplicate that layer. And looks like I have to move all these over, so let me grab these other two, hold down the Shift key and select them over here, then hold down the Shift key and drag them back over this way. Grab this one, Shift key, that over there. Whoops. Then I'm going to take this. Now let's see what this looks like if I just cursor key it over. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all. Might be able to live with that. I'm going to move this over a little bit. One more. Okay. Alright, now I could go in with the clone tool and clean this up, but I think I will stop there and quit while I'm ahead. And remember, a little bit of irregularity sometimes helps a model. Seams don't, but I don't know. I think that looks okay to me right now. So now I've got these 3 layers. Before I merge them down into one layer, I want to have this one of these as a separate layer, so I'm going to make a copy of that. And maybe I've got enough layers I should label this original recipe or something just so I don't lose that. And then I'm going to merge these 3 down on top of each other, and I do that by Shift and selecting all 3 here, and then using my Merge Layers, Command E, which will merge all those selected layers. I'll double click this, call this one 3-way, and there we go. So now I have one layer with all 3 on there and then this extra one for my side. Now if you remember in Maya we need to have a square texture map. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Image Canvas Size, not Image Size. That would be bad. I'll go Image Canvas Size and turn off the relative box if it happens to be checked. And I've got some arbitrary numbers here. I'll go ahead and say width 22.22, 2, since that's what that is, just to duplicate that. And now I've got a square texture. And now I can move this over here. And I'll turn on auto select. And I'll move this over here for my side. Okay, something like that. And I gotta pull these down just a little bit. So I'm not totally on the edge. And if I want to get kind of sassy, I'll use a ruler here and do that. And I'll turn those off. Okay, so now I've got a front view and I've got a side view. Now the last thing I should throw up here would be some kind of a roof. And the roof, it can just be a generic kind of a cement texture, so I think I'm going to go to the web and grab something like that. Be right back. Alright, so I typed in wet cement texture, large images, I found this here, so I'll look at the full size image. It's a big image. And I'm just going to copy that onto the pasteboard. Copy image, back to Photoshop, and I'll just paste it into the whole thing here. I know it's going to be probably bigger than that, but let's see. Okay, so it's way bigger. No worries. Zoom out. Command T for free transform. Hold down the Shift key to constrain it. Drag this down. Shift key. Let's go ahead and shrink it way down there. Turn. Pull it up on top here just so we can kind of see what that roof's going to look like. I think I'm going to use the clone tool to get rid of like that little stick thing there. That seems out of scale with this building. Blow that up a little bit. Hold down the Option key. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and leave some of these other bigger blocky things in there. I'm not just for laughs. I might take those out later. I'll just leave it something like that. Now I'm going to have to move this. So I can either, let me see how big this image is. I haven't been paying attention to my image. It's probably bigger than I need. 1600 by 1600, that's decent size. So I think I'll just go ahead and, let's see if I can move these out of the way. Here. So the width of this, I want it to be about as wide as that. Well, we have options. Let me see. I think what I'll do, I'll try this. I'll take this side here. I'll say Edit, Transform, Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. Move that up here. I think I'll grab this and this at the same time, Command T to shrink to scale them together. Holding on the Shift key, return, grab that. Almost. One more time, Shift key, Command T, return. Put that up there, and then I can hopefully maybe take this, Command T, or not Command T, Edit, Transform, Rotate 90 degrees. So I'm just trying to use that square to best effect. And I'm not being too precise, but just getting something roughly like that. Alright, so now I've got a square texture. I've got a front of the building, which I'll also use for the back. I've got a side of the building, which I'll also use for the other side. And then I've got the roof texture. And so that should be enough, actually, to get us going with our kind of down and dirty building.